Hey, I'm also live on Twitch, so follow me there if you want to join the fun. You may also know me from my previous channel, Go Dog Chainsaw. You can also donate to me on Ko-Fi if you like my funny edits and reactions. Thank you, enjoy the video. What's up, doggos? Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail special program live stream reaction. And I look like this now because of time difference. We are less than a minute to the live stream, so we gotta get going right like now. 3.4 of Honkai Star Rail. For the sun is set to die. Because we all know what happened last patch, pretty much everybody died on. And who's left? The man that's in the embodiment of the sun. What does the title say? The sun is set to die. Maybe Phainon's gonna die, and the Flame Reaver will be born. Oh. 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 Albert? No, it's not. Bro, they just accessed that from someone's damn desktop. Lygus. Aedes. Oh, we're going to Aedes Elysiae. Ooh. Oh damn, my boy Phainon gets dubstep? Dang. But why is this in Japanese? Is someone not voiced? Red. What? Oh. Oh, it may be because of the collab. You know what? Yeah, maybe that's it. That's why it's in Japanese. And Archer, it's. You know, Saber and Archer. What the? Oh. Wait, I'm sorry. They have a time. They have time for. For an interlude with the Fates? I'm so confused. Oh, that's a fire. No, okay. Why is someone just managing this live stream? It's so eerily quiet. I'ma be real with you guys. I know like literally nothing about Fate or anything about the franchise. The only thing I know about it is Gigak's summary of it, which is history but horny. Please run. There's like a... Oh, that's so...
Hey, Mr. Albert?
Hello!
Albert was glitching. As if this entire thing's a simulation.
I'm your most beloved host, Albert.
Rebooting really does solve all problems. Now we can...
What a unique introduction, though.
Akuma was the last place under Kefali's protection, but now it has also sunk into Evernight.
All of our Chrysosaur companions did everything in their power to buy precious time for the Trailblazer and Phainon.
But what happened?
So they could return the very last core flame to the vortex of Genesis.
Died.
The truth of Amphoris is about to reveal itself.
For the sun is set to die.
Everyone can already tell that all that's happened in Amphoris is not as simple as it seems.
When we went to fight Aquila, we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akuma and the Vortex of Genesis started showing strange textures.
Because it's a simulation by an Emperor's scepter. All of Amphoris is nothing but a simulation.
The geniuses reveal that the source of Amphoris' tragedy is an Emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
It's really sad, to be honest. Their entire existence is to simulate the destruction of a civilization over and over and over.
If we combine
There's...
information with what we
Oh my god.
It's
Triby as a... That's a Glaya.
That Phainon we saw in the Vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story? Why was his name hidden?
Maybe that Phainon isn't the one we're all familiar with.
Oh?
Following the story's progress, as I've written, we'll receive a big update in this version.
It looks like it's turned into some kind of database.
The long-awaited skip dialogue feature, which was previously announced, is finally going live in version 3.4.
Yeah, thank God for that.
In version 3.6, there'll also be a story recap function.
We have to wait till 3.6?
And the myriad Celestia that Mr. Shaoji hinted at in the version 3.2 preview is finally going live soon. Meanwhile, we'll be releasing an animated short. This animated short contains a very important part of the story in version 3.4.
Aedes Elysiae, Ooh. Bro, when he was doing that thing in the trailer, that was so Kevin, with all the Titan symbols around him, just like the stick, the goddamn symbols. See that? Bro. That was, ooh. Dude, does he summon his own, like, battle arena? That's nuts. Whoa.
What in the world happened to Phainon?
It's like he was destroying the simulation of Amphoris itself. Because he was literally tearing through. It's either tearing through or creating the dark tides.
Even Cypher, who barely ever showed her face, used to call him Little Deliverer Boy.
It's as if everyone just assumes that he'll be a savior.
You see, so much expectations on one man.
Guess we've got to go back to my hometown, Aedes, Elysiae. It was a small, remote village. Nothing flashy, but far away from the chaos.
Ooh, sounds like a real peaceful place.
It was. And even though the village was small, everyone got along really well. There were also beautiful
I thought this
rivers,
place was lost to
mountains, and even a forest.
Oh well.
That forest was home to all kinds of little fairies. When I was little, I'd go
my.
exploring the woods and visit those cute
Are we
fairies.
about to
When I wasn't exploring, I'd go play with my
this
friends
shit?
by the sea. We pretended to be heroes
Not
from the old
again,
stories
bruh.
and practiced our swordsmanship. When we got tired, we went to lie down in the wheat fields until we got called home for dinner.
Not again,
No
bro.
strife, no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff?
There's still...
Seems like a
It's gotta be in the past,
paradise.
right? How's there
The
still
wheat
people
fields
there?
look gorgeous too.
Because it was wiped
Lying
out.
there, surrounded by golden waves of wheat, with the
Wow,
breeze
it's
carrying
just
that
piss
sweet
yellow.
malted scent.
It is
just
just
the thought
awesome
of it is
yellow.
enough to get me excited.
And guess
I bet we'll see a lot of
You won't have to
Sirene there, though.
Now we're just one step away from the era nova that the prophecy foretold. The deepest truths of Amphoris are about to come to light.
I'll first
Right.
show up in the familiar form everyone knows. When using my skill, I'll deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets.
Oh.
The use of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them, I can activate my ultimate.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
It's another one of those
Not at all.
special charging
Phainon can also
ults.
gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability. If he is the target of a teammate's ability, Phainon will deal even more damage.
When I use my ultimate,
we
I'll
get
create a
benefited from-
territory and transform.
After transforming, Phainon powers up massively. Teammates
Dude,
temporarily
that's
retreat
so Kevin
and take
coded.
action
Come on.
while he faces the enemy
Bro, he
head-on
gets
with
3
newfound
custom
strength.
attacks.
All alone? That sounds way too risky.
Don't worry.
He even has a
All the
custom
talented
splash
Bugs
art.
and his
Look
teammates
at
still
that
stay
sexy
active
thing.
to provide him with much-needed support.
Exactly. After using
Yeah.
the core flames to transform, I have access to the powers of 3 kinds of titans: Creation, Calamity, and Foundation, each with a brand new ability.
Care to elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the Creation Titans, I can deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. Calling upon the power of the Calamity Titans,
Okay,
I'll enter a
so
special state called
The first
Soul
one is
Scorch.
basic attack.
In this state, I'll force all enemies to immediately take action. during which I receive reduced damage, and each hit I take builds up the Soul Scourge
We
stack.
force them to
Once
take
all
damage.
enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple instances of damage on one random enemy.
How the hell is my PC gonna render
The
that?
Soul Scorch stacks he's got, the stronger that counterattack hits.
Oh,
Using
it's
these two abilities also grants me an exclusive charge called Scourge, which fuels my third ability.
what
With the power of the Foundation Titans, I dispel all debuffs on myself, then use Scourge Charge to deal bounce damage. If I've maxed out the consumable Scourge Charge, I also slam all enemies with extra damage.
Once
Yeah,
all his
with the
actions have been
fucking
used up,
planet.
Phainon will unleash one final blow, hitting all enemies before removing the
Dude, look
territory.
at that. He
Phainon's
destroys the
technique is pretty
universe.
unique too. Upon casting it, Phainon instantly strikes all enemies in a certain radius. If they're normal enemies,
Oh my
they're
God. Bro, it's an AoE.
enemies?
What?
Holy Jesus. What is that?
This technique consumes 2 technique points.
Dude, but you can have up to 8. What the fuck is?
When Phainon's in the team, the technique point cap goes up by 3.
When I use my technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy for my teammates.
What
In addition, at the start of each
the-
wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
Correct.
In version 3.4, Silverwolf, Blade, Kafka, and Jingliu are all getting some serious enhancements.
Oh, okay, right.
After the optimizations, her ultimate now lowers the defense of all enemies instead of just one.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
so it's AoE now, not single target.
Exactly.
Nice.
Meanwhile,
Nice.
she'll prioritize adding a weakness that matches the type of the first character in your lineup. On
Ooh.
top of that, Silverwolf will regenerate extra energy at the start of combat and the beginning of each turn.
Oh,
That's
that
pretty-
makes it a lot easier to apply.
these
the
are all
weakness
really
we actually
handy.
want.
But they obviously can't buff them enough so that they match up to the current
After the buffs,
new characters,
Kafka's
sadly.
skill will trigger more DOT on enemies.
Yeah.
Whenever a teammate hits an enemy target with any kind of attack,
Yeah.
Kafka will launch a follow-up attack.
Yeah.
After unlocking certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Yeah, for sure.
And now for Blade. After the update, he will deal damage to enemies based on his max HP. When Blade enters the Hellscape state, he is more likely to be attacked, and his follow-up
So-
attacks will regenerate extra energy.
So he's
Sounds
HP
like Blade
scaling
can
now.
trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate more often.
Is that
meaning
enough
his
of a
total
buff? I
damage
have not
output's
used
gonna
Blade
spike.
enough. He's cool
Good
though, but-
observation. A change will happen to Jingliu as well. Now she'll deal damage to enemies based on her max HP.
Oh.
Each time a teammate loses HP, Jingliu stacks extra crit damage. After
Oh.
she enters the spectral transmigration state,
Right.
she'll also gain a stack of syzygy. That means the spectral transmigration state lasts longer, and her overall damage output climbs even higher accordingly.
Our old friends sure are getting some solid upgrades.
No, Jingliu's
All
doesn't
these
feel
ability
enough though,
perks,
but oh well.
won't there-
Some of our old friends out of lines will be tweaked to better match the revamped kits, making sure everything stays in sync.
Cool.
But what if someone wants to stick with their previous version of their abilities?
That won't be a problem. You can switch between our friends' ability modes freely. So choose whichever version.
Why would you not want the buff though?
In version 3.4,
Collab?
Firefly's brand new outfit, Spring Missive, is making its debut.
Oh,
A new outfit.
skins. It's a schoolgirl. Oh, good.
With her school uniform on, Firefly looks more youthful than ever.
Not
Miss
really
Kafka does
my
have an
thing,
office style.
but for anyone who likes it,
Even
you
her
know,
mech's had a
go
makeover.
ahead. I'll be honest, it looks a bit kinda generic, and then I think they just slapped a few stickers on the Sam
You'll be
suit.
able to grab Firefly's new look from the contract shop using Oniric Shop.
Oh hell, it's not
Next,
the
let's
craziest
take a look at this
outfit. I'm just saying,
banners.
it's not the
In version
craziest.
3.4's first half warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Phainon. The limited 5-star light cone,
Ooh.
thus burns the dawn, will have a boosted drop rate.
Kevin.
Also, a brand new 4-star light cone
Whoa.
for the Path of Remembrance. The story's next page is being
Elijah.
added to the first half banner. At the same time, we'll also kick off a
Oh, it's a
special
tri
warp event.
banner.
The limited 5-star characters, Treevee, Sunday, and Sparkle are coming back. In the second half of version 3.4, we've
Yeah.
got another round of special warp events. Limited 5-star
2
characters,
tri banners.
8 new 4-star light cones will be added to the Nameless Honor rewards.
But they're gonna talk about the collab soon, right? Segue it
Welcome
into
back.
the.
Let's take a look at the events
Oh.
in this version.
Oh, not.
Piece of good
Oh.
news comes from Penacony. The other end of the
It fed.
Origami Bird class is about to return.
You bastards! Do you realize how bad this is affecting my OCD? I already can't focus on things well enough. This is just the mini events, because there's gonna be the event story, which is the collab story. I don't know if that event story is gonna be canon for either verses, but who knows?
In version 3.4, Stagnant Shadow, Shape of Cinders, will also come online. And you can obtain the Ascension material, Charred Bud of Twilight, for wind characters upon completing the challenge.
At the same time, the planar ornaments, Arcadia of Woven Dreams, and Revelry by the Sea will also come online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Ah, why did my seat collapse?
A special panel for Honkai Star Rail will also be
Trash
held
taste.
at
Of
Anime
course they gotta get
Expo.
trash taste.
Well, I am a professional super host.
What's going on?
Oh, goodness, Albert.
Hey,
That's the Infinity Blade Works logo.
Whether or not your world has the concept of a holy grail.
Adventure!
Welcome to the live stage.
Oh, my favorite Penacony boy.
I'm a venturine from the Interastral Peace Corporation.
Hey, my boy.
Galaxy Ranger Boot Hill, at your service.
Miss Jitsu.
Could your class be... speaker?
Son of a gun. Ah, that's funny.
I don't.
Maybe you two can call me presenter instead. That sounds nicer.
Was
Well,
that
presenter
a
doesn't sound half
FGO
bad.
reference?
In that
That daggum Wubba Boot Charmony Festival has only just concluded, and they're putting on a new show already.
That's my thoughts exactly, Bootel.
Didn't the last Charmony Festival have a little accident? I mean, that probably wasn't great for Penacony's image.
The accident was that I streamed for 11 hours consecutively, thanks to its long runtime. But you know, why does that matter? Because every single quest since that, when Amphoria started, is even longer in duration. Isn't that just lovely?
But, as we all know, people die if they're killed. Bullets don't discriminate, so someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Okay.
Rest assured, everyone,
Okay.
these sweet
Yeah.
dreams and the
I-
Holy Grail War
I
production
got that
crew
one at
hereby
least.
swear.
The Archer class is made up of archers.
3 very well-known heroic spirits
3.
also arrive by the Grail summon and participate in this Holy Grail War. They are respectively Saber, Archer, and Lancer.
That's what I'm talking about. I wonder which heroic spirit will end up
Lancer?
accepting
Who
the
is...
Dreams
Oh,
of the Grail
that's who
War
that blue-haired
and
guy
forge a contract with
was.
who? Here's a reminder
didn't
that the
know.
Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration Trailblaze Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail will officially start on July 11th.
Oh, yes!
Saber's dress seems a little different from usual now that she's arrived in Penacony.
Well, this
What
is
the-
the planet of festivities
Does
after all.
she not
You gotta
have
dress
an
up for the
English
occasion.
voice actor?
Exactly right.
Or they chose to
Tonight's
remain
outfit was
anonymous?
personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It retains her iconic blue and white colors.
And her iconic ahoge.
いつでも出陣できます。燃えかける騎士の魂よ。
Oh. The sword's transparent. Yeah, they're definitely playing the Japanese one, the clips, because it's more iconic.
Well,
Cool.
butter my fudge and call me a biscuit. Saber is a wind character following
Look
the
at
path
that.
of destruction. Saber will gain a certain amount
She's
of
like
core
making her
resonance
sword
when she enters
invisible.
battle. If
Why?
she uses her technique in the overworld, Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering battle. When she uses her basic attack, she can deal damage to a single enemy.
The King of Knights is cautious as ever in this new world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When she uses her skill,
Oh.
Saber will deal damage to one designated enemy and its adjacent targets.
I know her.
If Saber has enough core
It's
resonance
the
at that
Excalibur.
time, she'll consume core resonance to
She's
regenerate
holding.
massive amounts of energy for herself and
She kind of
increase her
screams it in
skill's
the name.
damage.
Ah. In other words, you need to accumulate as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Exactly.
Are there any other ways to obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are. Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and increases her own damage dealt.
Behold, the King of Knights has dispelled invisible air, barrier of the Wind King around her sword, releasing high-pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air, Hammer of the Wind King, dealing a devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will deal damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into enhanced basic attack. Her enhanced basic attack can damage all enemies and provide Saber with a certain amount of core resonance.
Wow.
Also, during battle,
Wait.
if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy she needs to use her ultimate, Saber will immediately take action.
Ah. So if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
That's right.
okay.
Not only does
Interesting.
the sword bear the King of Knights past, present, and
Cool
future,
collab
but it also
character. I'm not sure if this is like the first time, because I know FGO characters are usually kind of like 2D. Is this like the first time they've been kind of rendered into a 3D model or something? They got an anime, but that's not 3D either. So, like fully rendered 3D into a playable game, you know?
Archer's new outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi.
Why does he have my back? Whoa, what kind of an arrow?
I am the bone of my soul. Unlimited blade works!
Oh, he says the thing.
Archer is a quantum character following the path of the hunt. When he uses his basic attack, Archer can deal damage to
Concho
one
and Buck.
designated enemy.
An archer in close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will consume 2 skill points to enter the circuit connection state, dealing damage to one designated enemy. While in the circuit connection state, Archer's turn will not end after he uses his skill, and he can continue to use his skill until he runs out of skill points.
Heads up.
Wow,
the
okay,
more
so you
times
need
he
a
uses
lot of
skill
people to-
consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to enemies. After all, everyone knows that a dual-wielding fighter who can't use their noble phantasm isn't a good archer. When using his ultimate,
Unlimited blade
Archer will
works.
recite the classic chant to activate unlimited blade wax, dealing damage to
Which
one enemy.
rains
Apart
down
from damaging
unlimited
the
blades.
enemy, Archer's
Okay.
ultimate also grants him special charge. After any of his teammates' attacks, Archer will consume special charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets, while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
Oh, in that case, there's no need to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just couldn't help himself and had to use his favorite twin blades.
When he uses his technique to enter battle, Archer will deal damage to all enemies and obtain special charge.
And that's a wrap on Archer's introduction. Now, I have big news for everyone. From when the collab event starts on July 11th and until the end of version 3.6, Trailblazers can log into the game to claim the limited 5-star collab character Archer for free!
He's free!
Nice.
Awesome!
Unlimited
We hope
blade
that
works
under our
is
protection,
free.
every-
Nice.
Yeah. How about that? The free new limited 5-star character mentioned during the anniversary celebration is finally here as promised.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free!
Oh, awesome!
Once the collab starts on July 11th, Trailblazers can use Star Rail special passes in the character collaboration warps Excalibur Excelsior and the Bone of My Sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters Saber and Archer respectively. In the Light Cone collaboration warp, Trailblazers can get the limited 5-star Light Cone
Wait.
Thankless Coronation from Birth of a
Special
King, and the limited
wishes?
5-star Light Cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn.
How do we get
Kitty counts
the
are shared
currency?
between the- It's worth mentioning here that the character and Lycone collab banners will stay open long-term after the event starts.
Does long-term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star Lycones?
Exactly.
What?
These collab banners will run across multiple versions with no fixed end date yet.
Nice!
And here's one more piece of news for you all. Throughout the entire duration of version 3.4, using Star Rail special passes for your warps will bring some special limited time discounts. After the collab event starts,
Wait.
when Trailblazers spend the designated number of Star Rail special passes, they can directly obtain the limited 5-star light cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn.
What?
Throughout all of version 3.4? In other words, after the 3.4 update and before the collab event starts, any Star Rail special passes used in the banners for Phainon or other rerun characters will still count toward the total, right?
Whoa.
Yep, that's correct.
Huge.
The voice actors for Saber and Archer have some things they'd like to say to all of us.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。セーバー役のカズメヤコです。崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催ということで、私もとてもワクワクしています。この2つの作品にはどこか似ているものがあるなと感じました。剣を手に運命と立ち向かうセーバーの姿は、厳しい冒険の中でも前へと進み続ける開拓者の姿と似ているのではないかなと思いました。収録中はフェイトとスターレールの世界観が混ざり合い、新たな魅力が生まれていくのを感じました。あまり多くは話せないのですが、セーバーがスターレールの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくのか、ぜひお楽しみください。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中で、あなただけの熱い思いとロマンに出会えますように。それでは最後に、開拓者よ、あなたが私のマスターか。
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。フェイトステイナイトでアーチャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一です。崩壊スターレイルとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催となります。赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが、ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょうか。崩壊スターレイルの世界でアーチャーが戦う姿が見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのように再定義していくのか、その行方をぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、アンリミテッドブレードワークスの演出がとってもかっこよかったです。いや、気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でもアーチャーのかっこよさ存分にお楽しみいただけると思いますので、絶対にプレイしてくださいね。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Nazu and Mr. Takashi Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages to the final implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee and everyone else involved for all their hard work on this collab.
Y'all are much appreciated.
Honestly, it's only with this kind of dedication that we can bring you all the ultimate joy!
Let's meet again in version 3.4. See you there.
We hope you'll stay the night.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
I don't wanna be alone. What? Why is Albert mewing? What? Oh shit. That was definitely a lot of goddamn rewards. And I'm glad they kept most of what was going to happen in the 3.4 main quest vague. Maybe because they had to make time for the Fate collab. That's fine. And I mean, I like it when they keep it vague compared to most of the past live streams, you know, with, oh, we're gonna go fight Aquila. Most of them couldn't die. You know, doesn't leave too much up for suspense, so I appreciate the pace they went for this one. I'm probably gonna pull for Phainon. Probably. If I can get enough of the special currencies to pull for a Saber, maybe I will. I don't know if they've mentioned how you get those. If it's through Oneric Shard purchases, or just straight up purchases, then it's a nah for me. I just drained a lot of my stuff pulling for Skirk in Genshin, so your boy is like a homeless level right now. But yeah, looks like an exciting patch. I am mostly surprised on the fact that they actually have, like, instead of just a mere event like gameplay thingy for the collab, I'm actually impressed and much appreciated to both Mihoyo and the creators of the Fate universe that they're doing like a full Trailblaze continuing story mission. It's still nice that they took the effort. The collab characters look amazing as how Phainon looks, because my guy is slaying with that drip. The white skin tone, it's like his clothes merging with his skin, like Jotaro's hair merging with his cab level. Ah, shit looks dope as fuck. And so does Blade and Archer. Lancer's not a playable character, but he looked kind of cool in the trailer. I'm not sure what he does. I'm gonna guess he uses a lance from the name, just like how Archer uses a bow because he shoots arrows like an archer. But yeah, just don't blame me too much when I don't get any references when the time comes. If you guys really want to call me out on it, do feel free to ridicule me in the comments below. But yeah, looks like a cool patch. Thanks y'all for tuning in to watch my reaction for today. I hope you guys had a great time. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. Realistically, I'm not playing Starra as much on the gameplay side, but I am still curious to see the story of Amphoris through and see just what kind of epic conclusion and finale they'll build up to. For the time being, thanks for watching. Love you all. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Should be the new Genshin Arc Conquest. Bye.